Have you ever heard the quote, "They laugh at me because I'm different, but I laugh at them because they're all the same"? Well, you may have heard of this from the infamous singer Kurt Cobain. So, you know him from the lead singer of Nirvana, and I have been a fan ever since I was a little kid. And I've gathered so much information after being so, obsessed with the band, from all different sources to tell you how important Kurt Cobain was. And since I've been a long time, or Nirvana has been a long time famous band, loved by different generations, I'm sure many of you guys would love to be informed. And I will today be speaking about Kurt Cobain's life, a success and a tragedy, and how his uniqueness really impacted music, and he also struggled with a lot of things in his personal life. So we should start off what his life looked like before fame. So he was born with a very distinctive and creative mind, but was cursed with the harshness of being different when growing up. So Kurt always had a passion for music ever since he was a little kid. So according to historylink.org, from around ages 2 to 3, he basically gained love for music. So he loved the Beatles. He would make music with pots and pans, and he would play with toy instruments that he really loved. And when he got a little older, from historylink.org, he also says that he played the drums in elementary school, and then he got the guitar by his uncle that was in a band, and the guitarist of that band helped teach Kurt how to play guitar. So since Cobain was a very artistic kid, for all the success, he dealt with a lot of not being able to fit in. So from historylink.org, his interests were too niche for other students. So even later on, he would be troubled and drop out of high school. And a breed in his hometown was way too conservative for his standards. And finding his career was very difficult. He would work early on as a janitor and do maintenance jobs. And then he met Chris Novoselic, and they basically had the same musical approach, and then they made demos and produced music. And this is all reported by historylink.org. And the long-time music passion that Kurt had, he would later basically blow up. And when he gained success, his dedication to music, he still remained his true self with his punk ethos towards the world. So after Nirvana's 1991 Nevermind album skyrocketed the band's career, he enjoyed the fame, Kurt, but he still showed people what he stood up for. So the lyrics in Nevermind, he still let people know, what his true beliefs were. So in Bloom, he made fun of the mainstream. Territorial Pissings was a portrayal of how America poorly treated Native Americans and women. And I also got these songs from Genius.com. And stated by Pitchfork.com, the media will also portray Kurt Cobain's life very wrongly, like his relationship with Courtney Love. And basically, he had a defender in a lot of the interviews. So the further details of Cobain's punk ethos is that he still supported a lot of the political issues even after blowing up. So he would play at events of anti-war, anti-rape, and a lot of those stuff. And this is all from historylink.org. And then he also dealt with fame very differently than the average macho rock star. He would wear his hair very messy, wear thrifted clothes like dresses, and wore underground band shirts like a billboard. And this is all according to pitchfork.com. And at the end, the unfortunate happened, and Kurt Cobain passed away on April 8th, 1994 at 27 years old. And it has broken the hearts of so many, and his legacy remained because of how people reacted to his passing. So it's also important to talk about the problems he was facing before his passing. So gathered from all that's issues.com is that his heroin addiction was really bad due to his stomach issues, and it got really bad to the point that he had to, it affected his performance. So Courtney Love and his bandmates had to convince him to go to rehab, and if he didn't, they would leave him. So it caused a lot of fumes. So last moments of Kurt was reported from allthat'sinteresting.com was that he bought a shotgun with his friend Dylan Carlson, and the reasoning was home invasions, and he would basically later on to go to rehab with Courtney Love and went missing for a few days. So then his death happened, and it deeply impacted everyone, his loved ones, his fans. And claimed by allthat'sinteresting.com is that the news came out and everyone would gather, like people in Seattle would gather around Cobain's house and have a candlelit vigil, and even the Seattle Crisis Clinic got 300 calls that day, more than the average that they get. And furthermore, aftermath information of all that from allthat'sinteresting.com is that Kurt's loved ones had a private memorial where Chris Novoselic reminded everyone how much of a great person he was, and Courtney Love read the Bible and Kurt's favorite poems. And all this talk of Cobain's life, I'm really eager to just let everyone know that, to better understand his life a little more, because he seemed to be very misunderstood throughout his life, and it's best to inform you all his truth. And though at the end, Kurt will be respectfully recognized for how powerful he really was before, during, and after fame. Thank you for listening to what I have to say.